You can go vegan.
That's true. That is true.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ashley. I'm pushing the meeting now.
I could use a few vegan options, Sonny. We'll talk later.
Okay, we got it. Got you covered for now.
All right. All right. Well, I heard you. I think I heard Janine say you pushed us live.
For now, I text you just to let you know.
You text me?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Let's see.
It's Ashley, we are going live now. People are still joining the meeting though.
Mhm. Okay.
Do you have the agenda?
Andrea?
I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, we are now live on YouTube, so I'm not sure if all the council members are here, but I guess whenever you and Pernell are ready.
Okay, we'll wait a few more minutes for everyone to join in. Looks like we're still waiting for Councilmember Sweeney.
Mhm.
Okay, Council President, we do have a quorum, but we're still waiting on Councilmember Sweeney.
Okay. All right, we'll begin. Cuyahoga County Council regular
Okay.
meeting for Tuesday, May 11th, 2021 is now called to order. Andrea, would you please call the roll?
Calling the roll, Ms. Simon,
I'm here.
Ms. Baker,
Here.
Mr. Miller,
Here.
Councilmember Sweeney. He'll be joining us shortly.
Sweeney's here.
Thank you.
Sorry about
Mr.
that.
Mr. Tuma,
Here.
Mr. Gallagher,
Here.
Mr. Schran,
Here.
Ms. Conwell,
Present.
Ms. Brown,
Here.
Ms. Stevens,
Present.
Council President Jones.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Excellent. Andrea, anyone signed in for public comment?
Yes, Council President, we received public comment that was submitted via email from the following individuals: Mr. Camilo Villa, on behalf of Mr. Clifton Bolton, Mr. Daniel Davis, Mrs. Yabrielle Felix, and this was in regards to Service Employees International Union Local 1 janitors and their concerns regarding a new contractor who will be providing services to Cuyahoga County Public Libraries, and Ms. Liu regarding daily operations at the women's shelter.
All right. Can we have a motion to approve our minutes as presented on today's agenda?
So moved, Simon.
Second, Schran.
Moved by moved by Simon, seconded by Schran. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The minutes are approved. At this time, do we have a message from our county executive?
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. I just wanted to give a quick update on vaccines. 46% of county residents totaling 538,000 people have received at least one dose. It's not too bad. We're tops of the big Ohio counties, but the bad news is that the demand is off. While at one time we had about 13,000 people vaccinated in a single day, now we're seeing fewer than 1,500 in a day. And again, minority communities are not doing as well as others. One of the barriers has been the requirement to pre-register. Now, almost all sites, including the Wolstein Center, are taking walk-ins. We're continuing to fund free RTA bus passes, Lyft, and RTA buses for groups of 20 or more. And we are continuing to fund expanded 2-on-1 service to help people gain access to the transportation services. The shrinking demand is everywhere. It's all over the state. Over the weekend, I spoke to Governor DeWine, and he's interested in suggestions for increasing the demand. We talked about things like incentives, maybe gift cards or something, and of course, better messaging. There's no easy answers to this. I just wanted to use this period to say that if any of you have any suggestions how we might increase demand, please call me or Matt Carroll after the meeting. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Legislation introduced by council. Consideration of a resolution of council for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the rules are suspended.
Resolution 2021-0123, amending resolution number 2020-0062 dated March 16th, 2020, which authorized a community development fund grant to Northeast Ohio Alliance for Hope for the benefit of the East Cleveland Supported Development Model, Stage 1, Community Development Partner, Capacity Building, located in the city of East Cleveland, by extending the resolution sunset.
Mr. Chairman, if I might speak momentarily.
Would you make a motion first?
Yes, I move that we approve this resolution.
Second, Miller.
Moved and seconded. Councilwoman, please have words.
Thank you. This came about because there were transitions in our system, meaning the county system for disbursement of funds, and changes that this small nonprofit was not aware of before. Khalil Sarin on our staff has a more precise statement, I believe. Joe, is Khalil, there we are. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, if you'll accept a brief presentation from Khalil.
Khalil Sarin. The floor is yours, Khalil.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Council Vice President. So this piece of legislation is necessary. Well, you know what? I'll start with a little bit of background about the program generally. This was spawned from a pilot program, a community wellness development pilot program that Council created and worked on with the East Side Market project. It was intended to provide support for community amenities in areas that needed them related to wellness. That would include fresh, healthy foods and access to grocery stores. That project was a relative success. And so there was some talk with the County Board of Health about developing a program for extended, support for grocery store development in places that needed, in food deserts and areas that have limited access to fresh, healthy foods. So the project that we are discussing is a grant to the Northeast Ohio Alliance for Hope, which is a community development corporation in the city of East Cleveland. Instead of simply providing support for a grocery store project, the council thought that it was best to break it up into stages. This first stage is a capacity building stage for development work. So this would provide organizational support and development training for the Community Development Corporation in order to maximize the likelihood of success of the later stages of the project, which would ultimately result in the development of a grocery store that would serve East Cleveland residents. So this initial grant of $25,000 is intended to provide funding for training and organizational support. Unfortunately, after this was passed in 2020, there was a series of, and you've heard all of the stories about the difficulty that we've had with our procurement process. There was a series of changes throughout this current year, the changes in our procurement process that led to delays that were no fault at all of Northeast Ohio Alliance for Hope. And now we are currently trying to work through those difficulties and getting this grant agreement signed. Unfortunately, there was a 12-month sunset placed on this agreement. And so this resolution is intended to simply extend that sunset to that approved project so that we can not punish NOAA for the difficulty that we've had in processing this grant. I'll take any questions if anybody has any questions.
I have a question.
Sure.
Councilwoman?
Sure. I
sorry.
remember hearing this. We heard this in committee last year, right? Representatives come from Open and heard about the project and approved this through committee. And unfortunately, this is the outcome, that they could not connect because of procurement.
That is
Okay.
correct. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Any further questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 The resolution is adopted. Committee report and consideration of a resolution of council for second reading.
Resolution 2021-0105, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
This item will move to the May 25th, 2021 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Committee report and consideration of an ordinance of council for second reading.
Ordinance 2021-0009, amending section 303.03 of the Cuyahoga County Code to update the rules for the maintenance of the eligibility lists, for potential employees.
This item will move to the May 25th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Legislation introduced by executive. Consideration of a resolution for first reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can we have a motion to suspend rules 9D and 12A?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second, Brown.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of suspending the rules say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2021-0124, amending the 2020-2021 biennial operating budget for 2021 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations for appropriation transfers and cash transfers.
Move to adopt.
Second, Brown.
Mr. President, my colleagues, this resolution is the regular fiscal agenda of budget amendments. The answers to our questions to OBM have been circulated to all members. The items are routine transfers, appropriations of grants, closeouts of grants, and technical corrections. One notable item is the appropriation of $125,000 to subsidize use of RTA by county employees. This program was devised by our first council president, Judge C. Ellen Conley, early in the new government and has continued since then. I recommend approval on first reading suspension.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution 2021-0125, amending the 2020-2021 biennial operating budget for 2021 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations for appropriation transfers and cash transfers.
This item will be referred to the Finance and Budgeting Committee.
Resolution 2021-0126, authorizing the Director of Public Works to execute and submit a loan application in the amount of $438,279 to Ohio Water Development Authority to finance a portion of the Richmond Forbes Pump Station Improvement Project in the Village of Oakwood for the period February 2nd, 2021 through December 31st, 2021.
This item will be referred to the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2021-0127, making an award on requisition 5065 to Vandra Brothers Construction, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $1,033,227.10 for rehabilitation of Lee Boulevard from Euclid Avenue to Forest Hills Boulevard in the city of East Cleveland.
This item will be referred to Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Resolution 2021-0128, authorizing an amendment to a contract number 877 with Premier Investment Co. LLC for lease of 150 parking spaces located on the north side of Euclid Avenue near the intersection of East 40th Street and Euclid in the city of Cleveland for use by the Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Children and Family Services, and it's for the period January 1st, 2006 through December 31st, 2020, to extend the time period to December 31st, 2025, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $507,600.
Move
This
for
item
adoption.
will be referred to Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee.
Ahead of myself.
Resolution 2021-0129, authorizing an agreement with State of Ohio Office of the Auditor in the amount not to exceed $500,200 for an annual audit for calendar year 2020, and it's for the period January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021.
This item will be referred to the Finance and Budgeting Committee.
Resolution 2021-0130, authorizing an amendment to contract number 580 with Youth Opportunities Unlimited for the Comprehensive Case Management Employment Program, Employment Education and Training Services for young adults. And it's for the period April 1st, 2019 through March 31st, 2021, to extend the time period to March 31st, 2022, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $4,340,534.
This item will be referred to Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution 2021-0113, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires resurfacing of Lake Avenue from West 117th Street to Detroit Avenue in the city of Cleveland. Total estimated project cost, $3,450,000, finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's cost of said improvement.
This item will move to the May 25th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2021-0117, making an award on requisition 4957 to C&K Industrial Services, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $1,906,212.50 for cleaning and televising of sewers in various communities for the period June 1st, 2021 through May 31st, 2023.
This item will move to the May 25th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second, Brown.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2021-0112, confirming the county executive's reappointment of John M. Hairston Jr. to serve on the Metro Health System Board of Trustees, and it's for the term March 1st, 2021 through February 28th, 2027.
Move to adopt.
Second, Miller.
Thank you, Councilman Miller. Council President, this was heard in the Human Resources Appointment and Equity Committee meeting. As you can see, this was unanimously supported and sponsored by the entire committee. So I respectfully request the rest of my colleagues' support.
All right, all those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2021-0114, making an award on requisition 4874 to Union Industrial Contractors, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $3,055,480.60 for rehabilitation of Cedar Point Bridge number 0049 over the Rocky River, located in the Cleveland Metropolitan Park District in the city of North Olmsted.
Motion to adopt.
Second, Brown.
Mr. President, with respect to this legislation, this is an awarding a contract to Union Industrial Contractors for bridgework over the Rocky River. It's important that we know that the winning bid was actually 10% under the engineer's estimate of $3,400,000. 80% of the funding will be through federal dollars, 20% through counties, road and bridge fund, and then, well, that would be 100%. This is replacing the bridge, deck, sidewalks, railings, and exterior beams. And the bridge is rated in poor condition. So I would ask for my colleagues' support on this, moving this forward. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilman. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2021-0115, making an award on requisition 4889 to the Vallejo Company in the amount not to exceed $3,928,757.92 for the replacement of Green Road Bridge number 0747 adjacent to Euclid Creek and resurfacing of surrounding roadway in the city of South Euclid.
Motion to adopt.
Second, Simon.
Mr. President, with respect to this legislation, again, this is an award contract to Vallejo Company for bridge construction over Euclid Creek. The funding here is 50% issue one's funding, 18% from the city of South Euclid, and 32% funded by the county's road and bridge fund. And this too is rated poor condition with an estimated start date of April of 2021, estimated completion date of August of 2022. This also was under the estimate of the engineer's original estimate by 14% of the $4,578,000 estimate. And saying that it's in poor condition, I would ask for my colleagues' movement on this as well moving forward here.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilwoman.
I'd like to add my name. This is a weighted project in South Euclid. So thank you. Add my name.
Let's add Councilwoman Simon's name. All those in favor of supporting this legislation, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2021-0116, making an award on requisition 4636 to Katz Construction, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $4,008,200.34 for resurfacing of York Road from Pearl Road to Pleasant Valley Road in the cities of Parma and Parma Heights.
Motion to adopt.
Second, Miller.
Thank you. And Mr. President, with respect to this award to Katz Construction for road surfacing of York Road, the funding here is 28% issue one funds, 11% from the city of Parma Heights, 5% from the city of Parma, and 56% funded by the county's road and bridge fund. In addition, the winning bid here was 10% under the estimate of $4,453,177. And I would ask that my colleagues move forward on this legislation and support it as well.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution 2021-0118, making an award on requisition 5017 with WB Mason Company, Inc. in the total amount not to exceed $870,000 for furnishing and delivery of reprographic paper to various county departments and agencies. And it's for the period May 1st, 2021 through April 30th, 2024.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And Mr. President, with respect to this award to WB Mason for the county's copy paper, the funding is 100% from the printing fund, and it's a 3-year contract term with WB Mason, who has been a previous vendor for the last 3 years. This is for use throughout the county buildings. So I would ask for support on this as well.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Discharge from committee and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Can we have a motion to suspend the rules 9D, requiring 3 readings, and 12S, discharging from committee by petition, dispensing with committee review, and discharging resolution numbers R 2021 through 121 and R 2021 122 to the full council for consideration.
Mr. President, I move to suspend those rules.
Second, Brown.
All right, it's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor of suspending rules 9D and 12S, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The rules are suspended.
Resolution 2021-0121, making awards on requisition 4542 to various providers for various programs and services in the total amount not to exceed $1,651,000 for the Cuyahoga County Fatherhood Initiative for the period April 1st, 2021 through March 31st, 2023, on agreements and contracts with various providers as listed A through K on the printed agenda.
Move to adopt.
Second, Brown.
Mr. President, this is a routine contract with agency providers to continue the work around the fatherhood programs. And data has shown that the importance of dads being involved in their children's lives. So I ask my colleagues to support this contract moving forward for passage.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilwoman.
I have a question about Section E, the contract with the Children's Museum of Cleveland. It says it's for Dad's Court program. I just have a question if the relationship between the museum and court, if there, does anybody know?
Is someone to
If
speak to
that's
that?
correct?
Do we have someone who can speak to this?
President.
matter?
Mr. Porter.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thanks, Councilwoman Conwell. I think that's a typographical error, Councilwoman Simon. It should be the Dad's Count program that the Children's
Yeah,
Museum of Cleveland has, not Dad's Court.
okay.
Ah.
So
Thank
I
you.
thought, yes. I mean, do we need to just, that's typo, make an amendment to this, Madam Clerk? Should I, or I think we probably should correct the
Yes,
record.
we can make an amendment to make a technical correction to the
Okay,
item
so
on the agenda.
Okay, I can make a motion to correct the word in Section E from court to count.
Second, Conwell.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of the amendment of the clarification, say aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, thank you.
Resolution 2021-0122, making awards on requisition 3429 to various providers in the total amount not to exceed $4,827,734.61 for community-based services to support at-risk children and families in Cuyahoga County. And it's for the period April 1st, 2021 through March 31st, 2022, for the various providers A through I as listed on the printed agenda.
Andrea, one question. Although we did that clarification on the last resolution, did we actually vote for passage of it?
I thought I heard you vote for passage, but we can just clarify and vote this at this time.
Yes. Let me, and all those in favor of, again, resolution 121, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution with that clarification is approved. All right, and
Thank
you
you.
have just read our next resolution. So can we have a motion at this time for resolution 122?
I move to adopt.
Second, Miller.
Council
Moved and seconded.
Council President Jones, this contract had some changes in the contract that was not shared to HHS committee. The number one, importance to be informed of the contractual changes, funding being moved from the utilization of deliverables from one mechanism within the contract to another, merits of collab hiring their own director to manage all data across the collabs, internal work that was supposedly can be done by DCFS, but it was not mentioned at the committee. So not to hold up this resolution for services to continue for the families. I do think that we will follow up with internal meetings with DCFS. I've had conversations with Administrator Merriman in regards to that, so there'll be some internal meetings. But we won't hold up the contract for now, so I will ask my colleagues with reservation to move this forward.
Mr. President?
Yes,
Uh,
Councilman.
I'd just like to state for the record, in case anyone is monitoring this meeting or reviews it later, that the reason why we discharged these two resolutions from committee and suspended the rules was that during the committee meeting, there were some technical issues which did not enable us to provide full access to the public on the meetings. And as a result, we did not vote on the issues in committee, but we had detailed and lengthy hearings on both items, and they were very well discussed. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, after properly moved and seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Committee report and consideration of a resolution for third reading adoption.
Resolution 2021-0095, authorizing an economic development loan to Jumpstart Next Fund 2 LP in the amount not to exceed $5 million to be utilized exclusively for investments and loans for technologically based startup companies located within Cuyahoga County.
Move to adopt.
Second, Simon.
This loan, we've done one similar to this in the past with Jumpstart. As you might recall, one of the provisions within that last time was the loans that got out there, if they had a successful business any place within their portfolio, they would have, we'd have the right to get paid back on the entire loan. So we got paid back almost within a very short time, the entire proceeds, because they had an event that yielded a significant success for Jumpstart. Ray Leach presented this matter. The difference between this resolution and the one prior to that is that this will only be supported by successes that would come out of this particular business. If one of this successful companies that they invest in, these new technology companies, were to be successfully and then resold sometime during the period of this fund, we would get paid back on our money immediately. It's not the entire Jumpstart portfolio that is supporting it. However, the guarantee part is supporting the entire amount of the loan. So we do have security all the way back through for the entire $5 million. The difference is that the acceleration is only those companies that are in this individual group. But be aware that because this is where when you're starting up companies in the technology field, they aren't all 100% going to be successful. So there will be some failures that takes place, but that's what the risk component is all about. And we're covered from that risk. And I would encourage everybody to support this. This is how the new who knows? Maybe the next Microsoft will be started right here out of one of these companies. Thank you very much.
All right. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Ayes have it, the resolution is adopted. Committee reports and consideration of ordinances for second reading.
Ordinance 2021-0006, enacting section 202.01 of the Cuyahoga County Code to identify the responsibilities of the Department of Purchasing in accordance with section 10.01 of the county charter, requiring confirmation of the director of the department by council.
Motion to adopt.
Move to the May 25th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Withdraw that.
Ordinance 2021-0007, enacting section 202.21 of the county code, establishing a Department of Equity and Inclusion to enhance equity both within county government and throughout the community of Cuyahoga County, amending chapter 509 of the county code to specify certain duties of the department.
This item will move to the May 25th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Ordinance 2021-0008, amending various chapters of 507, excuse me, of the Cuyahoga County Code to reflect the dissolution of the Office of Procurement and Diversity and its replacement by the Department of Purchasing and the Department of Equity and Inclusion.
This item also will move to the May 25th, 2021 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. At this time, are there any miscellaneous committee reports?
Mr. President.
Councilman Miller.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Finance and Budgeting Committee will meet at its next regularly scheduled time on Monday, May 17th at 1 p.m. to hear the review of the county's first quarter financial reports and one resolution referred today. We will also meet the following Monday, May 24th at 1 p.m. to hear the administration ERP update and the ERP appropriation resolution that was referred to today. And on Thursday, May 27th at 10 a.m. to hear ERP consultant Zig Berzens's report. While these meetings are in Finance and Budget and that Committee of the Whole, all three concern matters of broad importance, and I would encourage all interested council persons to attend. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President,
All right. Yes, Councilman.
Public Works Committee will meet next Wednesday at its regularly scheduled time to discuss the ordinances that were put out today. Thank you.
Mr. President. Okay, Mr. Gallagher, go ahead. Okay, so Education, Environment, Sustainability will meet regular time Wednesday, May 19th at 3 p.m. to hear the item referred from today's meeting regarding youth opportunity and limited training. Thank you.
Councilman, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Safety will be Tuesday at 1 o'clock. We'll have the sheriff in to update us on goings on that he's found out so far. There's been some concerns again with the jail. Anybody interested with questions for the sheriff, I would highly recommend that you attend, and we'll also hear the legislation that we kicked from last Tuesday. And I apologize to the members for delayed cancellation. It was due to the public event that we had to attend. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask the chairman a question?
Yes, sir.
Go right ahead, Councilman Sweeney.
The sequence is presentation first or legislation first? Do you know that?
I don't know. I'm going to see what the schedule is for the sheriff and those that he might be bringing along. So my guess would be that they would go first.
Thank you. Just let me know if you could when you know.
Sure.
I just want to, for my schedule purposes. Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome. Any further committee reports? Do you have a community development reinvestment meeting this week?
Sorry, I had muted myself. I did that usual talking and I'm mute, so you couldn't hear me. Thank you,
All right.
Mr. Chairman. The Community Development Advisory Committee to Council has a meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. We will be discussing what we have learned about appraisals, which can be the equivalent of redlining in reducing the values of properties where we have invested as the city and the county in new construction and rehab in urban neighborhoods and in the first ring suburbs. In addition, we will be looking at creating some type of reporting mechanism and reaching out to Key Bank to make sure that they report to us on a regular basis on what we hoped that they would achieve. And so we're busy at work at the advisory committee. We invite all members of council to join us. Councilman Miller has been a great ally. He's been there with us almost every time. We are also looking at some reports that were generated on behalf of the city of Cleveland about how we work with appraisers to improve how they look at urban development. And I asked Senator Sherrod Brown last week at the Legal Aid Society's annual meeting to take a look at bringing appraisals in urban centers across the country before his housing committee, because it is just that important how appraisals can reduce the value of homes that are newly constructed and or rehabbed significantly. They reduce the values in urban core cities, and they sometimes reduce the values of properties owned by African Americans. And that's been, the data on that is clear. We used to think it was anecdotal, but now several of the universities have documented that. So I ask you to, members who are on the committee, to continue to join me and some advocates, housing advocates from outside the committee. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilwoman. Miscellaneous business. I'll take this moment and just mention that we had the grand opening for the Diversion Center in the past week. Many of you were present. It was an incredible opening. It was really something. A large segment of the criminal justice system there in attendance. Again, there. It's exciting, and we have had. I'm sure many of us have gotten calls from people across the country demanding something just like this. You've probably gotten email blasts, text, phone calls, all those things. So we certainly were on the national radar for this. It is an important piece in the pipeline for just the success in this community around diversion. And it was just a great moment for the city of Cleveland and for the county. So just want to acknowledge that again. Is there any further miscellaneous business?
Mr. Chairman, I
Yes,
was
go right
reached out to by the SEIU One's leadership. They are concerned about the Cuyahoga Library, Public Library, the countywide library, choosing a non-union contractor who has not committed to interview and or keep any of the existing employees. So in our email for public comment is a series of pieces of testimony from some members of our constituencies, as well as from the leadership of SEIU One. So I encourage all of our colleagues to take a look at that public comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. That's noted.
Mr. President, sorry.
Councilwoman Simon, go right ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Councilwoman Stevens. I was going to comment as well about that, actions of the library. While we don't control Cuyahoga County, the, decisions of the library, we do have appointment to the board, and just want to make sure that we keep that in mind when we, go forward with those appointments and how we, who's appointed and how they operate, in all fairness to the community. Thank you. And George echoes that. I don't know if you can hear him.
Great. Any further comment, miscellaneous business? All right. If nothing else holds our attention, our meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. President. See you, colleagues.
Thank you, guys.